I'm your host, Rob. This video, it's time to get back into the conspiracy theories. It's been some time. I know you guys have been patiently waiting, but this one, we're going to talk about the Loch Ness Monster. Okay, guys, welcome back. So, the Loch Ness Monster. Now, first of all, before I get into this, I know that in some of my prior conspiracy theory videos, when I've done, like, mythical creatures and cryptozoology, whatever, a lot of people said, hey, how's this a conspiracy theory? It's not. Well, it's not necessarily, but I used to call this, I used to call this portion of my channel back on ODT pseudoscience or pseudo-entertainment / conspiracy theories. I just kind of want to give it one name, and I just kind of throw everything under that category. So if you see me do a conspiracy theory video on this sort of stuff, I am aware that it's not necessarily a conspiracy theory, but for the sake of not opening up a whole other playlist just to do cryptozoology, I just kind of put it all into one category. So just consider the conspiracy theory series conspiracy theory / pseudoscience entertainment, and we'll leave it at that. But I'm not going to actually rename it that. It's just going to say conspiracy theory. I just want to clear that up. Okay, so moving on. So the Loch Ness Monster, the mysterious creature that supposedly lives in the Loch Ness Lake in the Scottish Highlands. Now, this thing has been going on for years and years. It obviously falls under that category of cryptozoology or whatever the case is. And, again, I've said in many of my conspiracy theory videos, whether we're talking about mythical creatures or government stuff or aliens or whatever the case may be, I always say I never want to say 100% that something can or cannot happen or does not exist. However, I think the Loch Ness Monster, while it's always been a very, very popular topic of discussion, while the idea of something like that living in the depths of the Scottish Highland Loch Ness Lake, I don't think it exists. I have to be honest. Now, first of all, one of the primary reasons I don't think it exists is because in 1993, they officially debunked the infamous picture that was taken in 1934, and I believe it was called, yes, the surgeon's photograph. That's the famous photograph, and I'll show it right here. Obviously, you can see his neck and, the body and the ripples in the water. Well, it was kind of debunked a number of times, but it was officially debunked in 1993. And quite frankly, there really hasn't been a more convincing photo to ever surface. And I don't say more convincing like this is real, we know that's fake, but prior to that, prior to it being debunked, it was the most official evidence you could find. Now that it's debunked, you really don't have anything else. I mean, let's face it. Now, this was first brought to the attention of the world in 1933, a year before that famous picture, and even today, it's still very much spoken about. They believe that the Loch Ness Monster to be an ancient plesiosaurus, and I mean, it would be cool if something like that existed, but let's be honest, even if it did, number one, it wouldn't make it in this world. The minute something like that gets found, a bunch of scientists go grab it, start poking at it, stressing it out, the damn thing dies, they dissect it, and that's the end of that. So, maybe it's better that it stays a mystery. It's better that it stays hopeful for people because, some of these mythical creatures that I've done videos about, Bigfoot, Loch Ness, of course, and things like that. In some cases, it's better. Even if these things by some miracle did exist, it is better that they're not found. Because all we would do as mankind is ruin it. We would ruin something like that. Maybe that's why, Noah didn't bring the unicorns and the dragons. We would have destroyed them. We would have just... They would have went extinct. Think about a lot of the animals now that go extinct because they're so valuable to the white tiger. The black and white tiger, I mean, man, that's a beautiful creature, almost extinct. So, but, as far as Loch Ness, I mean, It's incredible that even with the debunking in 1993, that this animal still garners a lot of attention. There's still people who sit by that lake with a camera waiting to see some sort of hint or some sort of peek at something that may very well not exist and probably doesn't. You know, to be fair, I mean, you know me, I've never really said 100% in any of my videos that it does or doesn't exist. This one's just a little bit tougher. I mean, at least with Bigfoot, you have enough stuff out there that there is a small reasonable doubt. But with the Loch Ness Monster, I mean, there really haven't been many other photos that show any significant evidence other than that one picture, which turned out to be a hoax. So, and that's another problem. This is another mystical creature that has been hoaxed in the past. And unfortunately, the more you hoax something, even if it's real, the more reasonable doubt people are going to have. So even if there was a remote chance that the Loch Ness Monster existed, there have been enough hoaxes where people are just not going to believe it. And but like I said, you know, even if the Loch Ness Monster was an animal that existed, it's probably the best case that it stays in the Loch Ness Lake. Nobody finds it, because a discovery like that, while it would be monumental, it would be ruined by mankind and scientists. They just would ruin that. I mean, yeah, we speak about the discovery of the giant squid, which was probably the most recent big discovery. But now all they've been doing are hunting them down, trying to bring one to the surface. And every time they do, they die because they just can't live up here. They haven't figured out why yet, but that's what I'm talking about. Now, the more they hunt these giant squid, the more they bring them up to the surface, the more they're going to die. Before you know it, they're going to go extinct. So it's probably best that if the Loch Ness Monster does exist, it's probably best we don't find it. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you next video. Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. I'm your host, Rob. This video, it's time to get back into the conspiracy theories. It's been some time. I know you guys have been patiently waiting, but this one, we're going to talk about the Loch Ness Monster. Okay guys, welcome back. So the Loch Ness Monster. Now first of all, before I get into this, I know that in some of my prior conspiracy theory videos, when I've done like mythical creatures and cryptozoology, whatever, a lot of people said, hey, how is this a conspiracy theory? It's not. Well, it's not necessarily.